For dinner tonight, I'm making some baby back barbecue ribs in the oven. I am using one of my favorite seasonings as well as using a favorite barbecue sauce, but adding a few more ingredients to it. So I'm going to get started by removing the membrane off the back of the baby backs. This technique, I've seen it so many times online, and usually I can do it pretty quickly. But for some reason, when I was recording today, I was going through all the things just to get this membrane out. But basically, what you're doing is just adding the knife to the thin portion of the membrane, and then using something that you can grip with, like a paper towel, you pull the rest of the membrane up across the back of the baby backs. Once the membrane has been removed, usually it's in one full sweep, but for some reason it took me forever to do this. But once that's done, you can add a binder like mustard, but because I'm putting this in the oven directly and not on the grill, I didn't need all that extra binding. I'm just going to add my favorite seasonings with the Kinder's Bourbon Peach, as well as the all-purpose seasoning of Spanish Asadero. And both of those seasonings, I'll have a link to their website in the description of the video. This is not a sales promotion, it's just a few of the ingredients that I like using. So I've added the all-purpose seasoning on the back, and I'm adding the peach bourbon seasoning on the top of the ribs. Another thing I like about this seasoning is that with it being a rub, I don't have to worry about too much salt. And that's including the all-purpose seasoning. It's the perfect amount, so I'm just rubbing it on there and not worrying about if it's going to be too salty or not. So next, I'm getting a cooking rack for both rack of ribs, and I've sprayed it with some non-stick spray, and I've added each slab onto their own pan. I'm going to bake this in the oven for about 2 hours and 30 minutes on 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once the ribs are done, you're going to let these rest for about 10 to 15 minutes before you slice it open. While that's resting, I'm going to make some sauce, and I'm using Sweet Baby Ray's. You don't have to use that. Use whatever your favorite sauce is. So next, you're going to add your favorite barbecue sauce into a pot and let it heat up for about 2 to 3 minutes on medium-low. I am adding 2 cups of barbecue sauce as well as 1/4 cup of honey. So while it has heated up, I'm going to turn off the heat, and then I'm going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of bourbon to the barbecue sauce. So you're going to mix that up and make sure that the heat is off, because you will have like a flame that pops up because of the alcohol. So after that, I'm going to add the sauce to the ribs, and this is how it looks. Add as much sauce as you want. You can taste it before you add it to your ribs too, so you'll know if you need to add more or less bourbon. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see more recipes.